Hey, what's happening? It's Will Ripley. What we're going to be talking about today is some guitar solo techniques. So everything you need to know and get a handle on to play some ripping solos. So whether that be like slides, hammer-on pull-offs, picking technique, just everything that like encompasses guitar solo techniques. So make sure to stick around after the lesson because I'm going to give you access to my membership only area for free lessons. And also you can get a free coaching session on the revolutionary one-on-one guitar lessons. Anyways, let's get into guitar solo techniques. Okay, so the first guitar solo technique that you gotta check out is you gotta get in tune, okay? So if you head over to the App Store, I actually have a tuner. So if you search my name, Will Ripley, in the App Store, you can get all tuned up, okay? So that is the first guitar solo technique I wanna teach you, is get in tune. Before we really get into, shredding or our blues licks or anything like that, it's really important to have correct right hand posture, okay? Now I'm going to make sure to link you to a video that where we talk about our pick hold, our, and our right hand placement. But just a really quick overview of that, what you want to do is you want to get this hand planted on the bridge, okay? So I'm using a Strat here, but Gibson's got them too, so you want to be planted on the bridge. That way, when you're playing fast, like on that intro there, man, I cannot play that fast unless my hand is planted. It's just not as stable. So when I get planted, like I can just do that for days, right? So that's the first guitar solo technique I want to show you, is just get this hand planted. And then when you get up to the higher strings, say if you're going, okay, now check out where my hand is. I'm up on top of the strings, over on, just down the bridge a little piece, where my hands can do their thing down here. And it's okay that they're on top of the strings here, because I'm not playing these strings, right? So it's okay to be up there. So with our hand planted, let's talk about some things with the left hand. Okay, some really important guitar solo techniques are things like bends, vibrato. So let's just get into those for starts. So bending will lend itself to vibrato. So let's talk about bending. Now, if I wanted to say, just grab any note, but I'm up here on the 7th fret of the G string. Say if I wanted to bend this note, and then I'm applying vibrato, right? So that's what that is, that shaky sound. And now it's really important that we have enough strength, okay? So what you want to do is, there's no way that I can bend that string. It's so much harder to bend it up there. And then if I wanted to apply vibrato, forget it, okay? If I'm only using one finger, just forget it. What you need to do, pop these other fingers down, okay? And then all of a sudden, you literally just have more muscle on the string. Okay? And then you can just bend for days, okay? And so, now, that would be the first thing, okay? So bending, it's huge guitar solo technique, or whatever, right? It's just all over guitar soloing. And so, that's the secret to it. It's just getting more muscle on the string. So yeah, if you try to bend with your pinky finger, not gonna happen. But then you get all your other fingers on there, you can make it happen. And now you can bend with your first finger, but see how I'm plowing against the other strings and I'm just making them push out of the way while I'm bending, right? And so I usually bend downwards when I'm using just one finger. I find that that's a little bit easier, whereas if you're bending with these fingers, I just find bending up towards you is going to be a lot easier. Okay, so that's kind of the rundown of a huge guitar solo technique, bending. So let's talk about vibrato. Okay, vibrato, like I said earlier, is that shaky sound. Okay, and so that's all over the place. Everything from blues. I think about Zakk Wylde. He really does this thick vibrato. Right? And so that's a really common thing in like metal and stuff like that, is that really wide vibrato. So let's take that now. Let's take the 12th fret of the G string, okay? And so what we're gonna do is it's really important that you get this thing in a rhythm. Right? And you can do all kinds of different rhythms, but that's just one I've chosen for this example. Now, it's gotta be in beat, okay? And it's gotta be steady. Okay, and it's also got to be just smooth, because you don't want anything shrill like this, you know, and you kind of bend it out of tune, like it just sounds like Halloween or something like that. So what you want to do is get the finger lock going on here, okay? So you get your thumb on one side, you get your finger on the other side, okay? And that creates a really nice tight lock on the neck. And when you play this note, all of a sudden you got something to kind of shake the guitar with, okay? So that's kind of the first thing. You'll see these guys, like, you know, I think about Stevie Ray Vaughn. You know, he just shakes the hell out of the guitar, right? And so that's one big thing about vibrato, is shaking the guitar. So you get that finger lock, and that's how you can do that. And then what you want to do is, I think about pointing my fingernail towards the bridge. So I kind of actually like twist my finger. So when I'm like, and yeah, that's another thing, is like only bend in one direction, okay? So you want to be pulling the strings towards the floor, okay? You don't want to be going like multiple directions. All right, that doesn't sound very good. So you want to be pulling away and then bringing back to home base, okay? So that finger lock, grab this finger, pull it away, and then bring it back home. And then I'm twisting that finger. Right, and then in a rhythm. Okay, and then, so now this will, like you can see, it's already working the tip of my finger. And if you have not developed calluses, this will be one sure way that you will. Okay, so this is pretty tough on the fingers. And yeah, to get that kind of that wider vibrato, you just pull it farther. Right, and then again, I'm kind of shaking the guitar. Think about a guitar player like Zakk Wylde or Stevie Ray Vaughn, who are really well known for their like thick, wide vibrato, and see if you can emulate some of those tones and some of those songs and some of those guitar solos that those guys would play. So yeah, I played Cold Shot earlier. So that might be a cool one to check into. Okay, so now another big thing is with your right hand again. Just straight up like shredding, you know, like playing something fast. So what we'll do is we'll just grab something really basic, like our. So this isn't really a scale. It's more of like a kind of a warm-up exercise. It's really cool because this is great for beginners, but also professionals will play this like to warm up before shows and stuff. So just check this out. Okay, so what we're doing there is it's really all the right hand, okay? So this is picking every note, okay? So another guitar solo technique coming for you is alternate picking, okay? And so what you can do is you just alternate your downstrokes to your upstrokes. Just so easy that once you commit it to memory, you can just shut your brain off. You don't even have to think about it anymore, and then you just focus on the right hand, and you can just focus in, watch the right hand. Okay, and you know, a really big thing for guitar solos is playing scales. Okay, so you know, for beginners, the classic kind of like first scale that anybody would learn would be the A minor pentatonic scale, or not even an A minor, which is based off 5th fret, but a minor pentatonic scale, basically based anywhere. Okay, so again, so we can grab that with our right hand in this alternate picking guitar solo technique. So, right, and I got that hand placed down all the time, right? So this is also called tremolo picking, okay? So that was like that intro. So that's just straight up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but it's played really, really fast, okay? And so a really, really important guitar technique is to have your pick on an angle. There's no way that I can play that if I've got this pick flat. There we go. Yeah, but as soon as I put this on an angle, there's just way less pick contact on the string. Okay, you can see that there's just way less pick contact. And so that's tremolo picking. Okay, so I want to show you another common guitar solo technique. This one's called sweep picking. Okay, so now look at my right hand. Okay, so I'm just moving. I'm just sweeping like a broom with my right hand. Okay, and so what we're going to grab is something a little more straightforward. So we're going to grab like basically a diagonal kind of little movement here. So we're going to go. So that's 14, 13, and 12 on the top 3 strings. Okay, so that is the top of a minor chord, by the way. So what we're going to do is, now the key to sweeping is playing one note at a time so it has clarity, because that's more like a chord when we play several notes at the same time. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. Okay, and with our right hand, we're going to go down, 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 just a little sweep, okay? But that's the trick with sweep picking, is to play one note at a time. Okay, and you can try the other way too. Okay. Okay, so one of the biggest, most well-known guitar techniques would be your hammer-on and pull-offs, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab our D string, okay? So now I just played that once, but check this out. I can make 2 notes by hammering in my finger, okay? And so that's a hammer-on, okay? And then the opposite would be if I played the note, okay? So I played the note and then I pull off, okay? Okay, so a hammer-on is when you got play that one note and you're gonna slam dunk that finger in there just like a fly swat or whoosh, or a whip. Okay, alright, so our hammer-on, what we're going to be doing is you play the open string and you hammer that finger in as fast and as hard as possible, okay? It's like a whip, you go whoosh, right? So you hit the note and it's going to be tough to get the accuracy, but once you get that, it's really becomes second nature. Okay, and then the opposite would be a pull-off. You start with that note, and then what you do is you just slowly kind of turn your finger. It's kind of like similar as to that vibrato technique I was showing you earlier, where you turn your finger and then you pull off your finger. Okay. Okay, so that's a pull-off. Because I'm not playing that second note, right? So I pick it, and then the actual pull-off hits the other note. So, hope you picked up at least a thing or 2 for your guitar playing in this lesson. Now, I know you're a guitarist and you're looking online for lessons, so subscribe to this YouTube channel at the very least, and let me know what you think. I'd love to get some likes and some comments and some shares on this video. So, moving forward, 3 things. And it's super clear. Just head over there. You'll find out how you can get access to all 3 things. Firstly, is a one-on-one lesson. This is what me and my team are doing. It works so amazing. It's the future of guitar lessons. So you get a free one-on-one lesson, okay? Then I have a 13-part video course, which are all the cures to the common mistakes that guitarists make when they're learning right here online, okay? And then thirdly, I have a membership-only area with full-length videos, okay? And these are full-fledged, awesome guitar lessons that are really in-depth and just go into some nitty-gritty stuff that I can't really get into here on YouTube. So you get access to all this stuff. It is super clear on how you can get all that stuff. And until then, until the next lesson, keep on ripping it up.